라울파리 AI 암호화폐가 2024년에 1000배 오른다고 말하고 있네요.
And I think 2024 goes maybe into 2025 because the foundations of all of this stuff is being laid. But by the time I look out to 2030, it's like a black hole because the advancements are going to be so large and the impacts will be everywhere with this kind of, foundational layer driving it, the compute, the energy, and the AI. And then everything that gets built on top of it is going to literally change every single aspect of our lives.
Raul Pal assumes that the crypto market will see massive institutional inflows by the end of 2030 should a Bitcoin spot ETF be approved next year. While Raul Pal is a major predictor of trends as concerns the market, he is optimistic that all forecasting beyond the year 2030 will go out the window. The digital currency ecosystem is evolving at a very fast pace with intense volatility across the board. Writing on this, Raul Pal said with this constant evolution, it becomes near impossible to forecast economies, society, and markets beyond 2030. He posits that should the current estimation of growth be achieved as projected, we might hit the exponential on everything. Everything changes forever in ways we can't yet grasp.
We saw some interesting stories. One was that chatgpt4 had dumbed itself down over Christmas, and they found there's a seasonality that it had learned from humans, that it becomes less productive at certain periods of time and more productive over others, which is fascinating. We treat ChatGPT as if it's just got human traits and it's just basically modeled on humans. But I think it's different. I think it's like Confucius coming down from the mountain speaking Mandarin, and we're asking questions in English and we're trying to judge how smart this thing is. We don't speak the same language. But what was clear from and you and I were swapping Twitter messages about this, is that the DeepMind AlphaGo, this thing learned how to do things in ways that humans don't. And then there was the other thing, the science paper that had come out.
This is
that,
huge.
again, completely original thought.
Yeah.
And this is what they're thinking with AGI, is obviously it'll solve some of the main issues of physics and the understanding of the world around us and molecular biology and, biogenetics and all of this stuff, because it actually doesn't think like humans. I used to hear a lot of this stochastic parrot stuff. It is clearly not that. Even in the interview with Jeff Bezos, which we'll come back to, he's like the same thing. It's like, we don't know how the hell these models work. I've heard that from Anthropic. I've heard it from Sam Altman. I've heard it from Lex Fridman. I've heard it from everybody. It's like, we actually have no idea. I'm getting a sense that OpenAI are using AI to build AI and to build the business. So it's saying, this is what you need to launch now. This is how we build it. Now, whether they're using, there is a school of thought that they're using ChatGPT5 to train ChatGPT4. And there's also a theory they're using ChatGPT4 to train ChatGPT5. So you don't have the human element in the middle of it, because these models are faster at training themselves than we can be. And I think that's one of the reasons why OpenAI is so fast at advancing and rolling out new products, is because I think they're using AI to do it, which is, again, mind-blowing. That I've been following is the rise of open source because of the power that OpenAI has and others have. And obviously Microsoft, Meta have gone down the open source models with Llama, and that seems to be going well. There's this new one that's come out, Mixtral, which has come out of France and seems to be super fast and very light in how it operates. But the one that really interested me was, I just saw a couple of days ago something called Dolphin, built on Mixtral, which is an unguarded AI. Because I'm getting frustrated now with how guarded OpenAI ChatGPT is. You can't ask it any question without it giving you a disclaimer or shutting off the information to you. When it first came out, you could ask it amazing medical questions and it would do diagnosis, do all this stuff, and they've shut all of that down. So it's very interesting to see the rise of these completely open, completely uncensored models. And because they're open source, they're difficult for governments to regulate. And, my big thing, maybe it's 2024, is Apple will embed in the M3 chip a large language model that basically, so I'm talking to you on an Apple Mac and I got my iPhone next to me, and all of that, of everything I do, this conversation, every email I open, every website I browse, every document I store on my computer or in the cloud that I access from my computer can be referenced via my own AI, which is private, and it will help me navigate my life. And we're just starting to see the rise of AI embedded on phones. So they're not on the internet, not like my ChatGPT on my phone. The models are actually on your phone. So you don't need the internet there. But I think that's a tip for me, is that's where Apple is going. And that will change the game yet again, because nobody else has the hardware to do it. Now, Google will do some in Pixel in the phone, but it's just not the same complete suite of everything. All the music, every photograph you've got, every single element of your life, you can have an assistant for. Every single thing that you ever say on every Zoom call, every email you write, every tweet that you write, everything that you read, it knows you better than you know yourself. Alluded a few times that I've been playing around with, and it's now publicly launched, not mine, but Delphi .ai, I believe it is. They have been building personality-based bots where, Balaji has uploaded all of the content plus kind of content of stuff that formed his opinions, books and other stuff. And so then you can have a conversation. And I've been testing, I can have a conversation with myself verbally in my own voice. And it's not long before it goes to video. And so it changes the creator economy, the expert economy, and all of these things. Because you could have Huberman as your personal wellness guide.
Yeah.
You can have Raul as your personal finance guide. You can have, that's what's coming, and that's 2024 writ large. You'll see a huge rise of these things. I saw on Twitter yesterday, there's a 20-year-old kid fucking around with a bunch of AI agents. He built an agent for portfolio management, an agent for reading corporate statements, an AI for put together all the component parts of what you need to become a financial analyst. And these AIs work together. These agents work together. So one goes and reads the thing. It gives the information to the other one. The other one asks it questions. Hey, can you go back and check this? It then builds out. By the end of it, there's a writing AI that puts the whole lot together as a research report. And that's using these different agents to do different tasks. And again, people aren't really aware of this stuff. But that's where a lot of the applications layer will come from, is the building of agents on top of each other. AI for next year is this US election is going to be a shocking moment. You will not be able to believe anything you read, anything you see. You don't know who's an AI, who's not an AI, what image is real, what quote is real, what video is real, what audio clip is real, nothing. And this is something I've talked about for a while, but we're about to start that cycle, and by the summer of next year, it's going to get crazy. The one thing I did stumble across, and it's not a recommendation, but something I'm doing some work on, is WorldCoin, which everybody hated because it's, oh my God, it's evil. They scan your iris. But I actually met the guys at WorldCoin here in the Cayman Islands. And really what they did is Sam Altman said, I'm building AI. It is going this direction where nobody's going to know who's real or who's not. We need digital authentication of humans, proof of personhood. And what they're actually doing, they don't store your biometric data or do it. It's just to prove you're a person once you sign up. And then it gives you token authentication of you as a human, of which you can add KYC, AML elements. And they're building this digital ID wallet that allows you to interact. I hadn't realized, because everyone's been searching for what is the AI narrative in crypto. And WorldCoin is so hated because everyone just thought it looked dystopian. But the reality is it was built for this. And Sam Altman knew it was coming. And if you think of the power of distribution he has with Microsoft and others, what is the chances he cuts big deals and this becomes a very big deal? Certainly after the US election, there's going to be a lot of questions asked. My view is that the tech companies are going to become like the banks. They're going to get sued and sued and sued by the government for AI content until they solve this. So that's just an interesting thing. And 2024 is is going to be the year of fake content.
영상이 도움이 되셨다면 구독과 좋아요 부탁드립니다. 크립토7이었습니다.